1972, Stephen Stayner disappeared on his way home from school in Merced, California. He was 7 years old. 2 weeks ago, he walked into a police station in Ukiah, California with a younger child who had been kidnapped recently. Apparently, Stephen had been kidnapped and told that he had been adopted. Stephen had been calling his abductor Dad for some time. For 7 years, his parents, Kay and Delbert Stayner, never gave up hope that he was alive. And this morning, they have these three members of the Stayner family joined us, and they are joining us from San Francisco, where it's still the middle of the night. By the way, because there is a legal case pending, there are details we cannot talk about. Michael Hyder is their attorney, and he is with us this morning really to make sure that nothing is said that would influence their cases. Good morning, Stephen and Mr. and Mrs. Stayner and Michael Hyder. Nice to have you all with us.
Thank you.
Thank you, David.
Thank you.
Stephen, to police and your parents, obviously you just disappeared off the face of the map. What happened that afternoon? Do you remember when you were walking home from school?
Yes, I was walking home from school, and I was stopped by a man along the street just a few blocks from my house, and he asked me if I wanted to, me or my mother wanted to donate something to a church, and I had told him that my mother would probably want to, and so he offered me a ride home. I had refused the first time, telling him that my house is just a few blocks away, and he had asked me several more times, and after a while I had taken the ride. And then a car pulled up, and I got in, and they passed the road that I lived on. And I had told them that that was the road I lived on. They said that we'll just call your parents to see if you can stay the night.
Were you afraid?
Not that much. I was a little bit.
What did they tell you as the days went on? Why they were keeping you with them, and what did they tell you about your family?
Well, the first night they had said they called my parents and said it was all right that I stayed the night. The second night they said that they had called them again and said that I could stay another night. Then when I went out and came back and said that he went to court and got in possession of me and said that I was his.
How did you feel about that when you heard that?
I really forgotten what I felt at that time. It was kind of a shock to me.
You called him, I've been told that you called him Dad. How long before you started calling him Dad? Do you have any idea when that started?
That started about a week after my abduction.
What were your thoughts during the 7 years about your parents? Did you think about them, and if so, what went through your mind?
Through the 7 years, I don't remember what went through my mind, but I thought of my parents very often.
Mr. Stayner, did you have any doubts during those 7 years that you'd see your Stephen again?
Well, I had a lot of hope up to 2 years ago. There was a few things that came up that I kind of lost my hope and faith in it, but I was wrong.
Fortunately. Mrs. Stayner, did you share his hope for that period and then lose it at any point, or what happened with your mind?
I never did lose my hope that I would find Steve. I didn't get into all the things that Dell did. I was oblivious to all that kind of stuff. I just went merrily on my way believing that Stephen would be home one day.